Like, look at that. Wow, somebody jumped on quick. Somebody must have been waiting. Shauna said, I'm here. I am here. You got that notification set just right. That is awesome. Hello, Malaya's mom. How are you? There's Rusty. There's Karen. How are you? Let some people get in here. There's Easy Lanes. How are you? I got my tie on tonight. Look at that. Oh, Karen, hang on. Hang on. Make sure I get you in there right. Thank you. I appreciate that. We'll put Karen in there. Hello, Miss Vivian. I just got 2 ads. Really? That was quick because I'm on my phone. It's got to be YouTube doing something. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Lewis. How are you? Mary, I just sent you an email. If you can send me the address where I can send that to you, I just sent you an email. Hello, William. How are you? Hello, Sarah. How are you? Hello, Pink. How are you? I'm sorry to hear that. We'll put your mom in our prayers tonight. Hello, Violet. Hello, Joan. There's Vivian. Look at you. You and I are exchanging emails. That's awesome. Hello, TNT. How are you? Hello, Miss Anita. Oh, there's Sarah. Sarah's name in the box. Cage Tweety, how are you? There's Melissa Bryant. That gift box is gone. Uh-oh. Now somebody's seeing the gift box because I'm getting, it may be where you're located. Hello, Rocker. How are you? Chiefs did lose a tough one today. You got it. Okay. Let a few more people get on and we'll go over what we got. Need prayers. Lupus is flare. You got it, Miss Anita. Real quick, yesterday, and Malaya's mom's with us tonight. Make sure. Hello, Tracy. Prayers for Tracy. Let me go over everything here. The money is still there. No sent gifts last night. Uh-oh. There's Miss Violet. Yeah, some people, you may have to go back out and come back in. Violet, I just put yours in there. The floating heart. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry if I missed you, Cheryl. Okay. 54 people in the room, 18 thumbs up right now. We need to get those up in there. There's Mary. Mary's trying for it again tonight. Uh-oh, hang on. TNT and Mary. Hold on, let me make sure I got Mary. Okay. Here's what we're doing. And Malaya's mom knows what's going on here, so she knows what's going on. Anybody who makes a emerald gift or a super chat gift, anything like that tonight will be in the running for the red one tonight. Last night, Mary got the gray one. Tonight is the red one. If you are not in this one and you want to be in one of the drawings, Mary won the gray one last night. Shelly won the elf last night. She sent a email last night. We drew her name out. Shelly got the elf. We're going to do another one tonight. If you want to be into the drawing for the elf, all you have to do is send an email, santa@youtubesanta.com. That's it, santa@youtubesanta.com. Now, right now, we've got names already in. If you're looking to get the red one, literally somebody's going to win this tonight. We'll draw it at the end of the night. All you've got to do is super chat, Emerald. It doesn't matter how much you do. If you do $1, it's $1. Your name goes in. You only need one entry. That's all you need to win. Hello, Tony. How are you? Okay, hold on. I got that right there. Okay, there is the email. That is the email to go for the elf tonight. So if you're looking to do the elf, please do that. Easy Lanes. There is evidently a little box at the bottom of your screen. It looks like a gift box. If you click on that, it allows you to send the little things that you see. Right there, Melissa just put the heart up. Let's see, Melissa VR. Melissa just sent the heart up right there, Melissa Bryant. Rocker just put the heart up. Those are the little things. You can get them evidently from $1 on up. If you want to do that, then you can do that. If not, Lewis said, I just played a new video game, FC26. Very nice. Rocker sent another heart. Let's see. Homeless. Okay. Tony with the high fives. But that's the thing. I got Shelly's address and I've got Mary's address to send these out tomorrow. Oh, Charlie, I'm sorry. My 12-week-old puppy just died. I am so sorry, Charlie. We'll put you in our prayers. I am so sorry. Malaya's mom, guys, I'm telling you, if you are not behaving, hello, Jesus, how are you? If you are not behaving tonight, Malaya's mom and Peter, if they're both in the room tonight, they will zap you out of this room. Hello, Elmwood, how are you? There's Rozzy. There's Rocker. Yeah, let me tell you, I had a boxer for 11 years named Brutus, and it was heartbreaking when Brutus passed away. It really was. I'm talking, it was something that one Billy J that, you're not prepared for sometimes. Yeah, guys, it can just be as simple as a thumbs up and your name goes in. You got it. Now, like always, if you want to see the glasses and the hat, that's a super chat. That is, that is something you send, and that's a super chat. Hello, Cherie. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I did draw off for the screen last night, Easy Lanes. Put them in the randomizer, and it come up with Shelly's name out of the randomizer. Yes, Shauna is here tonight. Now remember, Shauna goes through her routines, so she may be in here for a little while, then she goes and she'll do some things, and then she'll come back in. So if you don't see Shauna, I'm sorry, Charlie. After your stream last time, my grandma had cancer, passed away. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I got this one. I got that one. Malaya's mom, they missed you last night. We had a few trolls pop in. Peter was really good at them last night. I zapped a few last night myself, but it was something really interesting. I miss my dog Sally and Shadow. They were 15 and 11. Yes. Yeah, Charlie. A lot of prayers for you tonight, Charlie. We did have fun last night. Yes, we did. Uh-oh. Question time. Hello, Sprague. How are you? Let's see. I think we've had this one before, but we'll put it up there. Here we go. Any director or author you would want to talk to if possible. They keep sending us the same question. Jaden, you never know. I'm going to pop that out because a lot of people will probably say, birthday party was awesome last night, had 14. Wow, rocker. Charles Dickens, very nice. That is something that I'm trying to think. Do you have enough seats in the house? Elmwood said Charles Dickens. Yes, definitely. Yeah, prayers for Charlie. Jaden, what's the favorite reindeer? Like I said, each one is very different. You got to be careful. Try not to choose favorites. Yes. Stephen King, absolutely. Malaya's mom, you were missed last night. Anita said, my little dash hound sick. Got to get her an appointment tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry. Rusty said, it's not letting me tap the screen for some reason. Guys, I'm telling you, YouTube is going through some major changes right now. I think they're trying to do different things. And I think, Mary said, I watched the Polar Express today. Awesome. F. Scott Fitzgerald. There you go. Trolls attacking tonight. Jaden, perfect. There's Tracy. And guys, like I told you last night, at the end of the show, we will draw. Once we draw and we have a winner, you need to send me your address so I can send the gnome over. And again, it is the red one tonight. He is about a foot tall. He's got the heavy base on the bottom. You can hear he's got the heavy base, so he will stand up. And then if you do not want to do the super chats or the emeralds or anything like that, we've got the drawing for the elf. Just send your name and address to santa@youtubesanta.com. That one's completely free. You don't have to do anything for, and we will go ahead and draw a winner for that one. Cheryl, you do not have to on the elf. If you send your name and address to the santa@youtubesanta.com, we'll draw one of those winners out. Shelly won the elf last night. Mary won the gnome, and we will send them on their way come tomorrow. Let's see what's going on here. Jay, again, just send your name and address to the Santa@youtubesanta.com. Trust me, guys, nothing will be sent to you. If you do not win, your address will not be used for anything. It's literally just us drawing these prizes right here for the elf. I'm not that kind of person that will sit there. If you ask me a question, I can respond back to you. But if it's nothing, if it's just your name and address and nothing's going to come back to you. It's just, you'll find out who wins on the Upton Sinclair. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. Rosie, I could go. Oop, there's Ash. Ash Chicken Nugget. That is a new one. That is a new one. I have never seen Ash Chicken Nugget. So we'll put that in there. I am good. Ash, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. I appreciate that. Guys, we are 14 minutes in. We have 42 likes. Gator said there's aliens around us. Here's the thing I want to ask you, because we were setting today and on a B2K kick lately. There's one twisted guy. Okay, yeah, 44 now. Yep, I'm looking at 44. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. Here's the thing. We were setting today, and I was with the reindeer. And Ash, thank you so much. Your name's in the bucket. Uh, we were sitting there listening today, and one of the things that we were listening to was like 90s music. And it was the old R&B and pop and things like, NSYNC, New Kids, all these. Who's that band that you guys listened to in the late 80s, early 90s? That, is there that one band that just stuck out to you because we were laughing, watch Dateline. Awesome. Tony said, I just emailed you. Perfect. TNT got you in the bucket. Thank you so much. But no, we were watching today, and here comes a young Justin Timberlake up on the screen. They are called Gronks in the UK. I bring them out every Christmas. I didn't know. I don't know why they're called gnomes. Oh, Strawberry 797. Strawberry 797. Names in the bucket. Gronk. Okay. We have a Gronk here, but he played for the Patriots and won a couple Super Bowls as well. He played for the Buccaneers as well. That's the only Gronk we know. Oh, there's Sarah. Hang on. Let me make sure I got Sarah down. Sarah did a super chat. Hang on, the hat's coming. Sarah, what would you like? Would you like reindeer? Would you like Santa? Or would you like Christmas trees? Let me know, Sarah. Reindeer, Santa, Christmas trees. Malaya's mom's going, what does that mean? Waiting on Sarah's response. Christmas trees, you got it. Malaya's mom, we've got new glasses. We've got a selection of new glasses. Let me get the hat on. Ah, you like the old faithful. I love it. And let me show you what I'm talking about when we do the things here. We'll take off those. I've got the reindeer. Oh, we like the reindeer. From the reindeer, we go to the Santa hat. Look at that. A hat with a hat. I like it. Lisa Reno said, New Kids on the Block. NSYNC was a little bit before my time. Okay. Big fan of Madonna. We were sitting there watching these artists, and a lot of these people, they come and go so quick. Bryan Adams, Summer of 69. Loverboy, okay. Madonna for sure. Stevie Nicks. A lot of these folks you just don't hear from anymore. We had, and I know a lot of the older people, Creedence Clearwater Revival. We had John Fogerty in town the other night, and I bet you 4,000 people in the arena. Guns N' Roses, Rocker, horrible. Jaden said, how do I get in it? What I get on Google, it won't show me. Tell you how, I'm not sure. What said Stevie Nicks is the bomb. That's strange. We have completely different names for. We do. Julia, there are names, LA Guns. Okay. It's so funny when you meet somebody from overseas and, In America, we're on vacation, but you were on holiday. It's things like that. Elevators, you have lifts. It's just, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Yes, CCR. And I really thought, I'm like, man, John Fogerty, he'll sell out. Melissa, REO Speedwagon and Journey. Journey is doing their final concert tour. And the town I'm in, we are lucky enough to get Journey in their final concert tour. 80s, AC/DC, Sprague, Kenny G. What an artist that you always hear his music. You know his music. It's just one of those things that you're just sitting there. Rocker, Uncle Ted Nugent, yes. But you hear that, those songs, and it's Kenny G. What do you call a lady with one leg? Peggy. Really? Melissa said they're coming to Lexington. Awesome. Bruce Springsteen, Bryan Adams, Tom Petty. Yes. Hang on, I got to get my Michael Bolton. Charlene, he is coming to town, I think, in June. I think Journey's making their way in June. Peter Frampton, yes. Malaya's mom said these people are all from when I was a baby. Mary, if people don't know who Bob Seger is, Bob Seger is an American legend, and he is unbelievable to listen to. He is truly someone we need to listen to. I will, Charlene. I will. I believe it's June they're coming into Roanoke here. Leonard Skinner, yes. I saw Bob in concert. Awesome. Betty said, I love his songs. Eddie and the Cruisers, yes. Mine went to school with one of CCR players. Okay. Kimberly said, that is awesome. Yeah. Shauna said, I'm back. Shauna, people were looking for you, but I told them you have a routine you go through. Sheila, bread, yes. You got it. Yes. Main Street, Kathmandu, got done with my stuff. You got it. Mariah Carey, Christmas songs, Kenny Rogers. Awesome. Okay. Uh-oh. Cookie said, I'm at the hospital, broke my leg. Prayers for Cookie tonight. Uh-oh. I hope you feel better, and I hope everything comes out extremely well for you. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Okay. Yeah, Eagles and Lions play tonight. Yeah, y'all give some prayers to Cookie tonight. She is sitting at the hospital watching us. She's broke her leg. That is not good. Throw some hearts up for her. Praying for Cookie tonight. Absolutely. That is horrible. I'll share a little story with you about breaking, a bone or a leg or something. I was getting out of my sister's pool and I was walking across the yard and ended up breaking my ankle and foot. I hit a patch of grass that evidently was not stable and was not a good day. That's been years ago. Oh, Brad just played in Branson, Missouri. Hello, Ruth. How are you? Kimberly, let me ask you this. And, at one time, Branson was huge. Everybody was going to Branson. Has that kind of died down some? Branson was evidently they were talking about Branson becoming the next Nashville and things like that. But you don't hear much about Branson anymore. A man cannot live by bread alone. You got it. Good, Ruth. I'm glad. Mikey said, Bob Dylan. Judy Garland was born in Grand Rapids. Nice. Okay. No, it thrives. Okay. You know, TNT said I live close to Branson. It still thrives. You know, I remember back in the day, you heard so much about Branson, Missouri, and they were really trying their best. Violet said, I fell 2 weeks ago. Knee is still bruised up. Prayers for Violet tonight. Let's get that knee healed. Rosie says, Anita, I knew Bobby Z from Prince and the Revolution. Awesome. Right now we're talking about groups that you remember growing up and as a kid and the kind of music they were playing. We got to see some what's up, Wyatt. We got to see some things today from some older groups, and we were talking. Anita said, I have seen Aerosmith many times, Leonard Skinner, Peter Frampton, Bob Seger. Those are some good concerts. The Eagles, Devo, Whip It Good. Here's the thing. John Mellencamp went to college where I was born and raised. I went to see John Cougar Mellencamp. This is how old I am, when he was John Cougar. The Mellencamp was not there. It was just John Cougar. Kansas, Boston, Michael Jackson. Okay. All right, what's the first concert you saw? What was the first concert you ever set foot into? And let's talk that. Rocker, Talking Heads, yes. There you go. Rosie said, yes, knows everything. The Grateful Dead, 98 Degrees, Chicago Kiss, Chris Tomlin. Okay. Rocker said, April Wine, Doobie Brothers, Warrant Firehouse, yes. New Kids on the Block, awesome. I grew up with James Taylor's nephew. They're my favorite band, awesome. The Eagles, Herman Hermits, Pink Floyd. I was in high school at the Who concert in Cincinnati when the deaths happened. Really? Christine, you know, I always remember the WKRP, the TV show, and the episode they did on that, where all the people passed away there. I think it was really cold or something, and somebody opened the door, and when they opened the door, everybody rushed in. Bad Company, yes. Julia said the only American act I saw live in UK was Michael Jackson on his Bad tour. Now, Julia, are you seeing those at Wembley? Is that where you're going to see all of those if you're going to see a show? Tanya Tucker. George Strait. Okay. Stone Temple Pilots. James Taylor, Gordon Lightfoot. Got to see Diamond Rio, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton. Oasis, yes. Oak Ridge Boys, nothing wrong with that. Prayers for Violet tonight, yes. GM, thank you so much. Rage Against the Machine, look at that. Willie Nelson, favorite concert ever. Hank Jr. Love Shack, first concert, U2, look at that. That's pretty good. Who was it? Bono and Edge. They walked into a bar and the bartender looked up and said, oh no, not U2 again. Oh, what do you think? Is that a pretty good joke? Nita said, never got to go to any. Nita, we got to get you to a concert. The Statler brothers, they were big around here. You know, I think several of them lived here in Virginia. Statler brothers were big. Jaden, If you got to see Johnny Cash, you got to see an American treasure. You sure did. That is awesome. Shauna said, I love concerts. I have a cousin that loves Tanya Tucker, who passed away. Okay. Tony, Joe comes through Roanoke's. He's come through Roanoke several times. In this, Shauna said, I got to see James Brown. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. Malaya's mom's, oh, what's the worst concert you ever saw or you've ever seen? Okay, I'm going to give you the worst one that I've ever seen in my life, ever saw. Uh, I was working at the radio station at the time, and there was this young group that was coming to town. They were pretty big, really big, in the R&B music scene, and they were Rob and Fab, otherwise known as Milli Vanilli. One of the biggest music scandals ever. As DJs, we got to meet the artist. When you met these two gentlemen, clearly when they started speaking, you knew something was wrong. You knew that it was not them singing this music. There was no way the way they were singing and the way they were sounding equaled one another. There was just no way around it. It was really bad. KT Oslin. Okay. Tony said that was a cute joke. Yes. I'm afraid to buy concert tickets because when COVID hit, we had to wait a whole year to refund. It's crazy. Sarah said, I saw Milli Vanilli. Yes. Shauna, it was Rob and Fab. And those two guys, when you met them, hello, Phileas, how are you? Frank Zappa, okay. Kimberly, Weird Al Yankovic is coming to the Salem Civic Center. If you are in this area, his concert tour is coming to the Salem Civic Center. I want to say April or May. I saw the post last night go up. Yes, Rob offed himself. Yes, he did. Anita, I did. I did see that. And it is one of these things where I'll be honest with you, I don't think that anybody has to step in to make sure that they spend the holidays together. Again, this is going to be up to Adult Protection Services to do that. You know that as well as I do. Uh, everybody needs to kind of stay away from this for a little bit. Get the holidays through. I know it sounds right. Everybody wants to see them have a holiday together. I get that. I understand that. But they are in a protection system right now that they are being protected, and it's different if they were not in something like that. And if one was living in one state, the other was living in another state, and you say, "Hey, let's get them together." That's not the case, though. They are being protected. So, good intentions. I get the good intentions, but I think it's just something that may not happen. If it does happen, praise God. Thank you for it. But I don't know. It's just one of those things you just never know. I watched Rolling Stone concert on TV years ago. Music books. I saw new videos of Eric Rocker. He's putting them out now. He's starting to get, I think, a little comfortable putting videos out of his life. It showed him hunting and things like that. I think he's starting to get a little comfortable. I think Patrick is getting a little bit more comfortable. I think they got to pull away from the Whitakers. I think the Whitakers just put a lot of unnecessary eyes on them. They got to pull back. I saw Neil McCoy and Tracy Byrd in concert. WMCC. Neil McCoy, if you are not on his page, his Facebook page, go and join his Facebook page. Every day he says the Pledge of Allegiance. He is over 1,000 some days right now on Pledge of Allegiance. He is trying to set the world record, which I believe he already has, but he does it every day. Miss Rita, how are you? In high school, Lionel Richie loved to tease the little kids. He used to chase me and friends with garden snakes. He started his career with my mom's best friend. Very nice. I always loved the story of when he was writing Lady for Kenny Rogers. And Kenny Rogers called him and said, hey, I've got this song and I need some help with it. And Lionel Richie said, well, what is it? And he goes, let me sing it for you. And he goes, okay. And he goes, Lady. And Lionel Richie goes, okay, what else? And he goes, that's it. That's all I got. Evidently, Lionel Richie shows up to the hotel, goes into the bathroom, sits in the bathroom, and writes the song. Comes out, gives it to Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers turns around and makes it one of the biggest hits that he ever had in his entire life. And the only word he had was lady. That's all it was in the, lady. That's all he had. He gives it to Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie goes into the bathroom and makes it a #1 hit. Hello, Ann. How are you? When I was a kid, grandma's neighbor in Kentucky, I used to go see Loretta Lynn. Okay. Yes. Steely Dan. No, that is the thing. One of my claim to fames, and I don't even know if it's a claim to fame, but I am friends with Phoebe Lewis, and that is the daughter of Jerry Lee Lewis. Joan, you ready for this one? I have seen him 4 times in concert. There is nothing wrong with Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond is an American treasure, and we'll keep him. Jelly Roll does look good. Did you see Malea's mom? Did you see him leaving? He was leaving the event the other night, and he has lost so much weight. He evidently was dressed like a security guard or something like that, and people did not recognize him. And he made it to the tour bus without getting recognized because he was dressed. He had a hoodie on, but he was dressed like a security guard. Like one of their security guards, he had a security hoodie on. And Bunny, his wife, she was out there shaking hands and everything like that. And you can see him, because they bring attention to him, you can see him making his way behind everybody. But he's got a hoodie on, and he's dressed like one of the security guys. And he makes his way to the bus without anybody messing with him. It was pretty, he quit eating Jelly Rolls. Yes. Cracklin' Rosie. Yes. Easy Lay said, yeah, now they ask him. Blanton, I will check. I need to check on the emails. I think I did. I think I got the 2 emails. I need to, if you sent the 2, I've read 2. I think I did get the emails from you. They call him Veggie Roll now. Da-da-da. That's awesome. Guys, 67 likes right now in the room. 67 likes. Let's get those numbers going. Blanton, I think I did get your emails. Lee Greenwood, yes. Who was purposely losing? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he was trying to get his weight down. The jazz singer, yes. Sarah, let me think. Love on the Rocks. Ain't no surprise. Hang on, let me get my... Pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies. Yesterday's gone. Now all I want is a smile. First they say they want you, how they really need you. Suddenly you find you're out there walking in a storm. And when they know they have you, yes, they really have you. Nothing you can do or say. You got to leave, just get away. We all know the song. What do you think? Is that a guy that's been to 4 Neil Diamond concerts? Yes, it is. The Smithereens. Why does that sound familiar? Chuck Berry. Yes. Shauna, Chuck Berry, he made his way into Salem, Virginia here at Lakeside and evidently got in trouble for going into the women's restroom or something like that, and they kind of booted him out of Salem. The Temptations. I've seen the Temptations 2 times in concert. I don't think I never got to see the complete Temptations. Porter Wagner. Buddy Holly, yes. Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, there's Sarah. She's throwing them up. All right, guys. We're at 71. If you want to see the hat tonight, you can do the love gifts. You can do the stickers. You can do things like that. If you do the rubies tonight, your name goes into the drawing for the gnome. For the gnome. If you do not want to put your name in for the gnome, you can send an email. Look at the bottom of the screen. Santa@youtubesanta.com. Yay, it's Randy the Elf. Yay. All you got to do is send me an email. Say, hey, put my name into the running for the elf. Somebody will win the elf. We will do that. There's Rocker back in. John Stewart had hit gold. Okay. Does he look like me, really? Let me see. He kind of does. His eyes resemble mine. Oh. Oh. Hi. Hi, how you doing? There's Blanton. Let's put Blanton's name in. There you go. What was that? What? Bruce Stone, they have started offering these little emeralds. And if you're not set up to do the emeralds, then that's why I do the little elf in the email. I may do a gnome by email tomorrow night. I may do that. That may be something we can look forward to on that as well. Oreo Speedwagon, yes. Oreo Speedwagon or Oreo Speedwagon? I think it's an Oreo. Oreo was a delicious group, though. They really were. They were full of filling. Yes, they had filling and, you know. He just needs a beard. Rocker said Oreo. ABBA was a very good band. Yeah, Mary said click on the gift box. When you click on the gift box, Charlene, I have not checked the emails for tonight. I've been sitting here talking to you guys tonight. So, Roy Orbison, yes. Rosie said, I've seen Prince 8 times. You know, we were talking about that today. That was a gentleman that was gone way too soon. Way too soon. Whoa, whoa, yay, yay. Do, do, do. I love you more than I can say. I love you twice as much tomorrow. Uh-oh, Sarah said, well, Sarah, we're going to have prayers for you here. I have a very large hernia on my stomach, size of a bowling ball, and a lot of pain. Wow, Sarah. That is not good, Sarah. Have you seen somebody for it? Prayers for Sarah tonight, guys. That is not good. The Osmonds. My grandmother had a hernia, and they put the mesh in on her, and it helped for a few years. But TNT said, Cartman, is that you? Yeah, I hope you're getting help with that, because that is you know, where is everybody? Where's everybody from on the channel? Yeah, where is everybody from? Sarah said, yeah, I had to lose 20 pounds. Okay. I get that. Yeah, because you gotta be at the right weight and evidently to get that mesh in there. Rocker with the hearts. See the Kentucky Headhunters. Speaker. Didn't even hear again. Yes, Kentucky Headhunters. Charlene says from Virginia, we've got Tennessee, we've got Ohio. 8 surgeries, 8 hernias. Wow. Ohio, Cincinnati, Somerset, Kentucky, Florida, Indiana, Ohio, Martinsburg, West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, Georgia, Superior, Wisconsin, Indiana. Shauna said Arizona. I haven't seen Jaden. Perfect. I will check. Vivian says Virginia. Abington and Damascus, Virginia. 3 from Indiana so far. Yes, I have not seen anybody from California. Jaden, you got it. Originally from Wales, now live in England. The Welsh language, okay. Maine, living in South Carolina. Emma, are you the one down in near Myrtle Beach? Jaden, I got you. I will check. I cannot check while I'm on the phone, guys. I will check. East Cincinnati. I'm just a bacon. Yes, I do remember you. Missouri, right up the road from Kansas City. Okay. That's where Kimberly's at tonight. Raised Georgia. Okay, moved to Georgia for 30 years. Emma said, nope. Okay, we've got Maryland. Have not heard anything from Jeff. I have not. Eddie and the Cruisers. That was a good movie. It really was. I love the movies that explain people to you. That kind of, because there are so many of these groups and so many of these artists that come in and out of our lives. Sometimes you just don't know a lot about them. Washington Tate, Sprague, you win the award for the farthest away. Jaden, I have, like I said, I think I've seen emails from you last week. I need to check to see Anderson, South Carolina. I cannot check while I'm on live with you. I need to check that later. Perfect. I'm just a bacon. If you are in and you subscribed, if you've got your settings set to where I can subscribe back to you, I always try to help, and subscribe back to people. But if your settings are not set up for it, I understand. I get that completely. But I always try to subscribe you if you've got your settings set up right. Perfect. 76, 77. Yeah, I see your picture here. I'll remember your picture there. And so I will subscribe if, like I said, if you got to have your settings though, where I can come back and to subscribe to you. And guys, if you've got younger ones in the room and they have parental things, set up, understand I just can't, when you click on them, they'll unclick on me. Hard for the go big blue. I used to go for bad reasons back in the day. Joe Easy Lane, are you from Cornwall? Julia, I used to work with a gentleman from Manchester. He was one of the nicest guys in the world, and I loved him like a brother. And he passed away on us. But he taught me some things, some of the words that are used, like you said, we have different words for very different things. and he taught me some of the words that they use in Manchester. Whew. I tell you what, Joe Burrow's back. Uh-oh. Rocker's getting on them tonight. We're at 50 minutes, guys. We're going to do 7 minutes. At 57, we will draw for the gnome tonight. So you've got 7 minutes to get into the drawing if you have not gotten into the drawing. Congrats, Shauna. Yes. You've got to want it. Exactly. There's Rocker. We got Rocker in. Bye, Jaden. We'll talk to you soon, okay? Guys, I'll tell you anything that you do. Okay, it's loose coins in England. Well, we're getting to the point right now where we're not going to have loose coins in America because it costs so much to make a coin these days. They said they're getting rid of the penny, and now I think they're talking about getting ready to get rid of the nickel. Yes, they did. Northern Grace, her internet was lagging, or the internet was lagging. Yeah, they lose their season every year. Ulysses, we got you. 79. We are 79. We are basically 21 away. Camry, we don't need pennies a lot. Here's the thing, and I don't know why, and I guess it's a tax thing, or it was back in the day. It used to be you go into a store and you could buy something for a quarter. Then it got to the point it was 26 cents. Then it used to be you'd go into a store and you'd buy something for, a couple bucks. Well, then it got to $2.99. Then it got to $3.99. Then it got to $4.99. I stopped by to get a drink the other morning at a fast food restaurant, and I pulled in, and the little girl said it was $3.26, and I gave her $3.30, and she didn't hand me any change back. And I said, "Are you going to give me my change?" And she goes, "We can't give change. We have to round up now." And I'm like, "Really?" And so trust me, businesses are going to start making money off of the fact that they've got to round up if they don't go ahead and change their prices to affect us losing the penny here in the States. Plain and simple. I remember when the payphone was a quarter. Yes. WMCC. Dollar Tree has stopped being the Dollar Tree, about 2 years ago? Every time I go in, they are going up on things. Yeah, they're going penniless. You got it. Yep, Walmart's like that. Everything went up 25%. You got it. Camry, I think they said that for a penny, it's 3 cents to make a penny, and for a nickel, it's costing 12 cents to make the nickel. Yeah, we need to stop those practices. Now, for a dime, I don't know what's going to happen with the dime, and I'm sure if, you've got to get it to where it costs you, a dime or less than a dime to make a dime. Yeah, Rocker, you got that right. Everything goes up except for the paycheck. Hello, Debbie. How are you? Everything goes up except for the paycheck. Correct. No, that was the thing when it used to be you had a copper penny, and now they're no longer copper, and now they're, yeah, if it's costing us 3 cents, why are we doing that? Anita, I guess they just become part of, things you put in a drawer and hold on to for a long time. You would think there would be a program or something that the US government would say, "Hey, we're going to have, if you take your pennies by the bank, and look, the penny's still going to be spendable. It's just a matter of where are you going to spend it at? That's the key thing." Rusty's getting commercials. I am so sorry, Rusty. It somebody told me the other night, and it may be the popularity of the room, and it may be YouTube utilizing off of the popularity of the room. And as much as I'd love to say, I don't think, in my opinion, that the room is quote unquote popular. We have a nice group in here, and we have, but we're not sitting here with 1,500 people in the room. Usually it's 100, 120, somewhere like that. Tonight we have 73 people, and you're getting ads. I think it's a way that they're making money off of the rooms. There's Rocker again. Twin Chaos. What's up? Blanton said, I haven't gotten any. Malaya's mom said, it's the growth. It's got to be. Betty said, no commercials here. The penny and nickels now. Next, it'll be the quarters and the dimes. Ruth, you're exactly right. I think it all just depends on how much it costs to make those items. You know, no ads here. Shauna said, no commercials for me except the beginning. Okay. There's Tracy. Make sure we got you in here, Tracy. I think I do, but I'm just going to make sure. And guys, if I draw your name out, what you will need to do is the email at the bottom of the screen. You will need to send me your address. Send it to that email, Santa@YouTubeSanta.com, and I will mail you the gnome. Plain and simple. If you want the elf, all you've got to do is send an email to that Santa@YouTubeSanta.com. Put your address there. The addresses will be only used for mailing something if you win it. I will dispose of them once they are done. No commercials here. Are you using a computer? I am not. It may be others using the computers. All right, it is 57. We are okay, we're closing it off. All right, let's mix them up. Here is the magic bucket. I am not looking. I am not looking. Who is going to get it? Who is going to get it? I got one in my hand. I am looking at you guys. Karen Sutton. Karen Sutton gets it tonight. Miss Karen, if you will send me, is Karen still in the room with us? She may not be in there. There she is. Karen, if you will send me your address to that email, Santa@YouTubeSanta.com, I will get that over to you. Congratulations, Miss Karen. Guys, we are at 82 likes right now. 2 minutes to go before we hit the hour. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. I will get that over to you. And again, you've got the red one. Red one, red one, red one, red one. We've got 82. We've got a minute. Let's do the hat. We're going to do the hat because we always love to do the hat. What would you like to see? Would you like to see reindeer, Santa hat, or the trees? Let me know what you like. First one that comes up on the screen, we will do it. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Uh-oh, reindeer. Blanton has reindeer. You got it. Blanton got the reindeer. We'll put that there. One more for Sarah. Awesome. Whew. There's something on them glasses that rubs my eye the wrong way. Awesome. Absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to hop out of here for tonight. Thank you so much for y'all being you. I hope everybody had a great night. Again, if you want to send in for the elf, send it in. Santa@youtubesanta.com. Let's go ahead. I do have a tie on tonight. You see, everybody wants to see my Christmas tie. See my Christmas tie? I do have a tie on tonight. Yes, I do. Hold on. Let me get you a good shot of that tie. Look at that. That is a super tie. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Go do something good for somebody tomorrow. Pray for the Whitakers. Pray for everybody in this room tonight. Pray for Miss Sarah. Pray for Violet. Pray for everybody in this room tonight. Guys, y'all have a great night. I will talk with you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. God bless you. I love you. God loves you. See you tomorrow night. Bye, guys.